Hallo dames en heren van XPGames.nl, welkom bij een nieuwe video. En eigenlijk een heel nieuw spelletje. Vandaag duiken we de wereld van de advocatuur in. Nou, voordat je wegklikt, dat je denkt, poh, de advocatuur is super saai. It doesn't have to be interesting or something like that. We gaan stomme rechtbankspelletjes spelen. What the fuck is dat voor saaie geitenwolle sok in één keer, die XP Games snel. Weet je wel, voordat je dat gaat zeggen. Mag ik je dan eraan herinneren dat dit daadwerkelijk een van de beste gameseries, een van de beste franchises is die er zijn. Dit is namelijk Ace Attorney. En het grappige is dat Ace Attorney is veel leuker dan de daadwerkelijke advocatuur. Je zult zien dat het spel wat anders is dan alle andere spellen die ik speel. De meeste games hebben wat meer actie. Laat maar zeggen, bijvoorbeeld Castlevania bijvoorbeeld, of Fire Emblem. Daar heb je heel veel battles en daar moet je een beetje strategisch nadenken. Moet je veel bewegen en zijn er gewoon veel enemies die je moet verslaan. Deze game is heel wat anders. Deze zit heel anders in elkaar. Is wat trager. De snelheid van het spel is wat langzamer. En dit is eigenlijk gewoon puzzels oplossen. Waar je in The Legend of Zelda dat ook moet doen. En tegelijkertijd ook nog een beetje enemies moet verslaan en dat soort meuk. Heb je in deze game dat je het echt alleen maar draait om de puzzels. Het is niet iets als een level-up system. Het is iets heel anders. En ik vind het raar genoeg leuk. Ook al is het niet een action-paced game. Ja, ik hoop dat jullie het ook zo gaan vinden. Mocht je dus zeg maar denken van, oh, dit gaat weer een actiespel worden. Niet heel erg. Het is vooral heel veel dialogue, maar er zitten ook heel veel puzzels. Het is heel grappig eigenlijk. Je zult vanzelf wel zien of je het leuk vindt of niet. Ik heb lang genoeg gekletst. Laten we beginnen met een nieuwe game. The First Turnabout, dat is de eerste case. Want je werkt met cases. Oh shit. Ik doe ook een beetje voice acting, vind ik leuk. Oh my god. Damn it. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Je hebt trouwens ook een anime van deze game. Dat wil maar zeggen hoe leuk het is. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oeh, hallo. Hiya, Chief. Phew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life! Everything! It's all over! Isn't that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Ik heb niks aan deze dialogue veranderd trouwens. Nick! Wat heeft Man Jan hiermee te maken? Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. Misschien moet hij iets meer een jokester stem hebben. Want voor de mensen die dit spel nooit hebben gespeeld, dit is Larry Butz. En Larry is de beste vriend van de main character, of een van de beste vrienden. En hij zit echt altijd, raakt hij in de problemen. Maar ja, Larry zit dus altijd in de problemen en dat is super grappig. Doet me een beetje denken aan Nick, by the way. Als wij Ace Attorney zouden zijn, dan was waarschijnlijk... Man Jan was waarschijnlijk Larry geweest. Omdat hij altijd in de problemen komt. Zou me niet verbazen. Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. Oh no. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. Oh nay. Death. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butz. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. De humor. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault, he just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case. To clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. August 3rd, 10 o'clock. District Court... Courtroom number 2. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butz. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Hij moet soms stinkstem hebben. Dat moet. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright? This is your first trial, is it not? Ik vraag me af hoe lang ik deze stemmetjes vol kan houden voordat ik gek word. Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little bit nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hand shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. The defendant, huh? That's Larry Butz, my client. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butz, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Phew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report. Oh, hold on. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. Uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the defendant's name is listed in the court record. Just touch the court record button to check it at any time, okay? Oké, dus je hebt hier zeg maar je evidence, het bewijs. Want in de advocatuur en in alle rechtszaken is natuurlijk niks zonder bewijs. Zonder bewijs ben je niks en je statements zijn niks zonder bewijs. We hebben hier de attorney's badge, type other, one of my possessions. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I did not carry this. Oh. Cindy's autopsy report. Type reports, received from Mia Fey. Time of death? 7:31, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Dus wat het autopsierapport zegt is, ze heeft te veel bloed verloren door een wond op haar hoofd. Dat is basically wat aan de hand is. We hebben nu het gecheckt. Oh god. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Of course, Mia. Voor jou doe ik alles. Let's hear your answer. Who's the victim in this case? It is Cinder Block. Nee, it is Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was poisoned, hit with a blunt object, strangled. Nou, dat hebben we net gecoverd. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. Ik had eigenlijk nu voldoende op mijn toets. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright told us the victim was struck by a blunt object. Waarom moet ik lachen? Over de stem van de judge. Dat kun je eigenlijk niet maken in de rechtszaal als je de rechter gaat uitlachen. Would you explain the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the stinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Hey, evidence. Oftewel, zoals later bekend wordt in deze game, de munitie van een advocaat. We hebben nu extra munitie. Dat is goed. Extra bewijs. Statue. Type of weapons submitted as evidence by Prosecutor Payne. Prosecutor Payne, by the way, is echt super stom. Zijn stem ook gewoon alleen. Als je hem straks hoort met zijn in-game voice clips, dan snap je waarom ik hem zo'n rare stem heb gegeven. Statue added to court record. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. The evidence is the only ammunition you have in the court. Precies. There you go. Touch the court record button to check the court record frequently. Oh shit. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. Is seen. Statue. Gaan we even checken. A statue in the shape of the thinker. Een standbeeld. It's rather heavy. Oh. The prosecution calls the defender, Mr. Butz. Defendant, Mr. Butz, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Larry is gewoon de Nick Jansen van deze serie. Change my mind. Gewoon de man Jan.
Ahem. Mr. Butz, isn't it true that a victim has recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What is that to you anyway?
Mr. Butz, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it.
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Hey, passport. Passport added to the court record. Type evidence submitted as evidence by Prosecutor Payne.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way.
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took her money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude.
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Mrs. Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butz, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him? Oh wait and see what happens. Laten we dat doen. Might be better not to get involved in this one.
Well, Mr. Butz.
Dude, no way! That cheating sheepdog! I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Stop him from answering. I'll send him a signal. Lie like a dog.
Well, you see, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember? Well then, we'll just have to remind you.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Hey, Star Wars references.
We have our witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sahwit to the stand.
Stando.
Mr. Sahwit, you sell newspaper subscriptions. Is this correct?
Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sahwit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
Witness testimony. Nu wordt het spannend, want dit is wat de witness gezien heeft. En aan de hand hiervan kunnen wij misschien de echte situatie ontrafelen, want misschien zijn ze aan het liegen. En we weten dat deze guy het is, dus misschien liegt hij wel.
I was going door to door, selling subscriptions, when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry, because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in the apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Yes, Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sahwit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Deftige woorden. Blackout record. Type document. Submitted as evidence by Prosecutor Bain. Blackout record added to the court record.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor. Alright, right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It is in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Touch the court record button at any point and point out contradictions in the testimony. Nu wordt het leuk. Nu komt het beetje actie waar we op wachten. Witness account.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment.
Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him.
I don't know. He just seemed strange to me, that is all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime.
The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture.
Of course, what the witness means is that that the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him.
Half open, you say?
Yes, the door was halfway open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came too close to the door. That's odd in a big city like this, I thought. I see, and what happened next? Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment.
What gave you the idea to do that?
Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. True words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside.
Why did Payne cut him off so quickly?
So you looked into the apartment. What happened then? Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead.
Are you sure she was dead?
Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere.
I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next?
I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside.
So you didn't touch anything in the apartment?
Yes, I mean no, nothing.
Okay, what happened next?
I thought to call the police immediately.
You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Ja, dat is trouwens een hele goede strategie in Phoenix Wright. Gewoon een ace attorney in het algemeen. Gewoon heel altijd hold it. Gewoon altijd.
Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working.
Ik wil gewoon zoveel mogelijk informatie. The phone in her apartment wasn't working?
Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't. Right.
But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you?
Oh, that. I can explain that. There was a cordless phone in a shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone.
Oh, nee. Why use a public phone?
Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at nearby apartments.
Alright, what time did you call again?
I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m.
1 p.m., are you certain?
Yes, absolutely.
Seems really confident. 1 p.m.? Right, doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Wacht eens even. Ja, ik heb deze case al gedaan, maar... Ik laat jullie even nadenken, want... Deze man zegt dat het om 1 uur in de middag is gebeurd. Maar als we even naar de evidence gaan, bijvoorbeeld de autopsy report, waar zeg maar alles over de death in staat, dan zien we 4 en 5 uur in de middag is zeg maar de tijd dat het slachtoffer is gestorven. En dat is dus geen 1 uur. Objection! You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. But you explained this 3-hour gap.
Oh, that.
Zie je? Daar heb je hem.
Objection!
Zoiets. Snap je? Daarom zo'n stinkstem voor Mr. Payne.
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I found that hard to believe. Mr. Sahwit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart.
Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
Witness testimony. The time of discovery.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
Verdacht.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on the taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Ik heb hem ook al door, maar dat komt omdat ik deze gespeeld heb.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time.
You said heard, not saw?
Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, least of all my watch.
Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something. If you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all.
The witness said he did actually heard the time, so Dickers to suggest he wouldn't hear anything.
I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony.
There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television.
Are you sure it was a television and not a radio?
Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. It was only a large television.
Oh my god, dit begint een keel te werken. Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television.
The witness has testified. He heard the time.
Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? How do you explain the gap?
Well, witness, can you explain this?
I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. Het zou goed kunnen. Maar ik geloof dat niet echt.
That's why I thought it was 1 p.m.
Ik was vergeten te pressen hier. Hold on. Hold it. A video?
Yes, that would explain the time. But that would explain why the time was wrong.
True, true. Right. I think the problem lies someplace else.
We agreed that you heard the time at the scene then.
That's why I thought it was 1 p.m.
Are you sure the voice you heard said it was 1 p.m.?
Yes, I can practically hear it now. It was quite clear.
Mr. Payne, has the prosecution verified this testimony?
My apologies, Your Honor. I too have only just learned that the witness heard the time. Oh, I'm really sorry. I only remembered it just now. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
Weet je wat raar is? Mr. Payne kwam net met dit hele blackout ding. Electricity to Mrs. Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Dat wil dus zeggen dat de stroom tot 6 uur uit was. Maar hoe kan de televisie dan aanstaan? The witness statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty.
Nee!
Unfortunately, we'll have to penalize you for that, Mr. Wright.
I must be on the wrong track. Nee, ik zit gewoon goed. Let's try it again. There we go, nu heb ik hem goed. Gewoon verkeerde quote, want je moet hem ook per se bij de quote hebben. En dat is best wel vervelend. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard the television or a video.
Gah! The defense has a point. Do you have any explanation for this, Mr. Sahwit?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Wait, I remember now, Mr. Sahwit.
The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It, must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sahwit. Let's hear your testimony. Once more, please.
Voordat we gaan luisteren naar de testimony van Mr. Sahwit, moet ik helaas de video beëindigen, want anders wordt die iets te lang. In deel 2 gaan we Mr. Sahwit waarschijnlijk ontmaskeren. In ieder geval, ik hoop dat jullie dit leuk vonden. Als jullie meer Ace Attorney willen, laat dat dan weten. Aan de hand van een duimpje omhoog, een comment of gewoon door heel vaak de video opnieuw te kijken. Ik ben extreem snel en ik hoop dat jullie dit leuk vonden. Vergeet niet te abonneren, zodat jullie op de hoogte blijven voor als jullie meer Ace Attorney willen zien. Dan zullen jullie het ook in jullie inbox zien. En dan hoop ik jullie de volgende keer weer terug te zien wanneer we Mr. Sahwit gaan ontmaskeren. Ik zie jullie de volgende keer weer. Tot ziens.